Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is another Empires video, specifically what if Poland formed an empire episode part 2. So here's the map of the previous thing. You guys voted on this in a poll. He was very close and he was tied between three for most of the time, I believe. What if Ukraine formed an empire? What if Germany formed an empire? And this. But this eventually won out, and so this is what we will be doing. So the first event doesn't actually directly have anything to do with Poland. Bavaria and Austria will unite, as well as Liechtenstein, will unite to form the German Confederation, which is also something else that was after the HRE, I believe, after the Napoleonic Wars, but they'll do that, as well as Croatia and Slovenia will also unite into Croatia, Slovenia, after worries of Poland coming down there. Now, the first thing Poland will do is attack the Baltic nation of Latvia. So their troops were already stationed for this, and Latvia was also getting ready for this as they knew it was inevitable, but they cannot stand up to Poland as Polish troops arrive, taking over this area and moving towards Riga, as well as coming up from the south and taking Riga and surrounding these Latvian troops. Now the Latvians are completely overwhelmed by the Poles and are taken over and, as you might expect, annexed completely into Poland. Now, Russia doesn't really like this movement near their border, and neither does Finland. And so these nations over here are going to put their differences aside, including and make an anti Polish alliance that is an attack one, an attack all alliance. The members can still go to war if they want to, though it is recommended that they don't, so that they don't weaken each other and themselves for when they have to fight Poland, which they will at some point. Poland has already fought one of these members, Ukraine, in part 1, and they probably will have to do so again because of this alliance. Without it, they'd probably have to again. Now, Poland is trying to get revenge in the case of Germany, but also they're trying to reform the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, which they've gotten some parts to, and yeah. But also they will attack the German Confederation. However, other Germanic-ish states that will join in this war, not that much of these states over here even share a border with Poland, but and Denmark will also join in, as well as Sweden, actually, as they don't want more Polish expansion. This is going to be a hard war to win for Poland, but we will see. Though obviously, Poland wasn't expecting this. All their forces are down here for the invasion of the German Confederation. They push into former Bavaria land and begin pushing towards the Italian border, taking this land from their puppet in Germany and pushing down. They take Vienna and begin pushing down even further. But before they can do anything else, Dutch and Belgian and Luxembourgish troops begin pushing into their German puppet. Danish troops begin moving down through Holstein, and Swedish troops are helping the Danes as well as making their own landing here in for the former German territory, as well as helping with the push into Germany. Now, France and Poland have been getting friendlier relations since the war with Germany, and so France will join the war on the side of Poland, completely surprising the Benelux nations here and capitulating Belgium and Luxembourg rather quickly. The Netherlands will have to pull out troops to fight France. However, most of this front is marched, most of these areas are marched into by Swedish and Danish troops so that they can hold up the front with Germany, and then the front here in the Netherlands is stalled. So eventually they'll agree on peace, not wanting to fight further. So, yeah. So let me just draw the borders here that will be of the new areas. Let me pause it for a sec while I do the borders. Here is the peace treaty. So France annexed Belgium, Luxembourg, and the southern Netherlands. The Netherlands still exists. Let me just fix up this border a bit. This land here that Sweden, Denmark, and the Netherlands occupied, you might expect them to all divide up amongst themselves, but they actually kept it. They didn't change the borders of it at all, except they did release it as a new German state. Let me delete all these red pixels, but new German state. Down here, Bavaria was completely annexed, as well as quite a lot of Austria. However, Austria still exists as an independent state. And Liechtenstein was also annexed into Poland. And that's it. However, they will form their own anti Polish alliance, blocking Polish expansion from the north and parts of the south. So either they can now attack their ally France, which probably wouldn't look good, or they can go into Hungary, which is exactly what they will be doing, attacking the Hungarian state. And Croatia, Slovenia was kind of like, we told you that they're gonna come down here and you didn't listen to us. And now all the Balkan nations are kind of getting frantic and trying to put up as much defenses as they can for when the Poles come, but they're not really willing to work together. Budapest in Hungary falls pretty quickly, and they meet up on the Serbian border, capitulating the nation. The peace treaty is very simple. The puppet in Bratislava, the Slovakian puppet, will get expansions into he's in Hungary. Now it looks more like a Hungarian puppet than a Slovakian puppet, but and then the rest of Hungary is integrated into Poland. Now, this group, Croatia, Slovenia, they will in Bosnia, a little bad thing happens, and the Croat areas of it break away to join Croatia, Slovenia. The Croat Slovenes hope will help them. Now it's more Croatia, Slovenia, Bosnia because there's Bosniaks in it too, but Serbia will annex Srpska. They will also um do a rigged referendum in Montenegro with if they want to join, and they vote yes. Albania will annex Kosovo, even though Serbia doesn't recognize it. And that is it for the Balkan nations preparing to go to war. Also, Bulgaria will do one thing. This is, I think, the first war that doesn't even involve Poland in this because it's supposed to be what if Poland formed an empire. But um Bulgaria will invade Macedonia and take them over, hoping to gain a better defensive position. This was actually also funded by Greece, as they see that if Bulgaria has that, it's kind of like they have a buffer zone over them, and so there's a lot of Greek, Bulgarian cooperation, making these three kind of very cooperating with each other, mostly because mostly Serbia is in this just because of this cooperation, and they don't want to be hostile. But these three agree on the defensive pact. You're not going to put on the alliance thing because so there would be no point in it. The Balkan nations, all of the Balkan nations that border them, plus the ones that were activated because of that defensive pact, are brought into war with Poland after the Polish attack them.